Hey, welcome back. Welcome back to the Gemini channel. My name is Laura. If you're new to this channel, I'm going to do a general message for Gemini. Know that energy is fluid, roles can be reversed. Interpret the message as it best resonates with you. Also know on this channel, I like to dive deep within the reading. So I do look at everything, but we take a lot more time to look at the spiritual blocks, the shadows, see how they play out as karmic themes to help you understand why everything's playing out the way that it is. This way, you'll have an opportunity to see it from a different perception, which a lot of times is what will actually transmute that emotional energy, that trigger. A lot of times it'll diffuse it. It'll take that, when we get triggered, it feels like almost like a punch, like we can feel it. Well, it takes out that punch, because we're seeing it from a completely different perception, which is important because the way that we'll react to the situation will be completely different. See, our karma is based on our reaction. So it's really important when we're dealing with a karmic to react in a positive way because the karmic consequences always wind up back on you. That's the irony of karmics. Like you'll be dealing with someone that's really, really negative, but if you deal with them in a negative way, it's not going to transmute that, it's not going to diffuse that negative energy or transmute it. Like you have to learn from the spiritual lesson, and that means integrate it, do something different. And then the whole grounding and embodying the new consciousness is actually what transmutes that negative energy because it allows you to see yourself differently. And so you change the whole vibrational imprint, the imprint that when we go through an experience that's traumatic, it leaves that impression on our subconscious mind. We're no longer aware of that vibrational frequency that we're radiating out from that imprint. That becomes part of us until we actually, again, integrate the spiritual lesson. Then we change our vibrational frequency, which is important because what you give out into the universe is what you're going to get back. So you want to put out good. You want to put out the highest vibrational frequency, like emotions and character traits that are derived from unconditional love. All right, so if you want to enter into winning a free reading with me, you need to like the video, subscribe to the channel, write the word of the video in your comment bar. The word of the video is always on the first card that I pull out. It's the underlining energy that tells us why everyone's doing what they're doing. If you forget where this about this word, like again, instead of rewinding the entire video, you can go in the description box. All other important information is also going to be in the description box. Website link, the link to my TV show, I think is in there, and all other important links, my coaching link. So again, if you're someone that's interested in shadow coaching, everything's in the description box. All right, we're going to jump right on in. Well, you see, that just kind of flew out, but that card didn't even belong in this deck. But we're going to pick it up anyway. Unlock DNA. I like this one. We're going to see what this is. Look, mask. We're going to put it over to the side because that means something. And I love unlock DNA. And the reason why is because unlocking DNA means that you are changing, that you are healing. So understand like sickness and disease is only 5% inherited. And it's inherited because we wind up adapting our ancestors' habits and behaviorisms as if they're our own. We are affected by their trauma. So by doing something different, we break the karmic cycles. And when you're able to break the karmic cycle, you're able to evolve into the highest state of consciousness. You're able to manifest what you want to manifest. Unlocking DNA is again breaking karmic cycles that keep you in a place of self-sabotage. That is really what I feel like in this story. And the reason why is because someone's dealing with someone that's wearing a mask, and you got tired of the mask that they wore. And what happened is you decided to expose all of their lies, all the person that you got tired of it. So it's again, instead of staying in a situation and lowering your expectations of what you want within a person. This person wanted you to lower your boundaries. They wanted you not to have any boundaries. They wanted to be able to treat you the way that they wanted to treat you. Staying angry and connected to someone that you love, but is has a lot of habits and addictions that are gonna stagnate the relationship. The person again has issues. Also, when we see addictions, they have problems with avoidance, they have problems in a lot of other aspects of life. So what's happened is right now is what's influencing it is you've decided to break karmic cycles. Again, ancestral karmic cycles, family cycles. And so we're going to see how your person treated you, what they did, what the triggers were, and not so much because you can go back in time or anything like that. But we see a lot of how you need healing through your triggers. Okay, so I feel like um, this person expected you to be like a martyr, like sacrificing too much of your needs. Like almost, they wanted you to rescue them. They assumed that this was like your energy. And I feel like you're someone that was a giver. You're someone that doesn't like almost like you didn't volunteer to be a martyr, but it's almost like if you're the unhealed healer, which is what this person perceived that you were. They might not have titled you that, but they assumed that you were someone that didn't know your own worth and someone that wanted to do good and wanted to, fix and heal and be of service to people. So I feel like this person deliberately came in broken so that they didn't have to give any energy, so that, you would give all your energy. And then when you called them out on it, it's like they got self-righteous. It's like, see, even over time, you would think if a person is like having you dote on them to heal them to because again, they're gonna play this victim like they need healing, that they would continue because they're getting the benefits. No, what happens is that over time this person wasn't satisfied because you giving up your life for them is not essentially going to fill their life up to make their life better, more exciting, more. It's again, it feeds their ego for a little bit of time until they want to dispose of you. So it's again, I feel like they expected you, and I feel like you might have given this person a little bit of your time, but you saw where it was going. And you saw where it was going because, again, this person was self-righteous, almost like you're supposed to do it. You're supposed to put up with how little I give. You're supposed to be in this one-sided relationship. They were again acting rebellious, so acting like a rebel without a cause on top of it, running around with a lot of people, just not like when you're in a relationship with somebody, it's a 50-50 give and take reciprocity. This was not. This was like you feel like you were in a connection with someone that was like almost like a child, someone that was deliberately just being rebellious for no apparent reason. It's like, but making sure that you knew that they didn't want to be in a commitment. However, expecting you to give all of your time and your attention to make the connection work, and you were supposed to stay connected. And when you would ask them, they would get all dramatic on you, like, oh, you don't understand, my friend's dying, or my work, or this catastrophe, that catastrophe. There was always an excuse, an over the top excuse. And they almost felt like the more dramatic that they were, the more angry, the more self-righteous, it would put you kind of in your place where you're like, I don't need to put up with this. Because already you could see that your emotions were being affected. This person deliberately was trying to affect your emotions, but they thought they were going to break you down to become subservient. That's not what happened. And what happened is that you ended the connection and the person's pretended that it wasn't over. Or they thought that you were pretending that it wasn't over, that you were like trying to get them to change by saying that it was over, but they still felt the connection. And I feel like they were basing how you were going to react on what other people have done for this to them before. So after a while, when you're in a one-sided connection where the person is so stubborn and they won't budge, there's a lot of threats. So they just thought that you were like blowing smoke and saying it, but you really like let go of this person because you got tired. You're like, this person's draining. It's like just their stubbornness and with their games. Like it's you want to be in a relationship, but you don't want to be in a relationship. So you make a lot of promises that you never keep. And then you also are just fragmented, so you're broken. So it's again keeping you on like keeping you connected, right? Keeping you hooked to them with all promises and never really planning on delivering and having a lot of secrets from you. Like you didn't really know what was going on in this person's life. You just know that they were in their dark side. So not just talking to you, talking to multiple people. And again, partying too much and just very indulgent energy and always expecting you to forgive. When meanwhile, the same courtesy isn't given back to you. When meanwhile, you didn't even do anything, but you're supposed to ask for forgiveness for something that you didn't do, and then, you know, have this person not have to ask for forgiveness. So it's again, it's just a one-sided relationship. And that this person tries to keep you in a place of being subservient and like they punish you by making you feel alone and making you feel like you're a conquest, all because again they want to be childish. So you're like they wanted to keep me hooked, but they didn't really want to give me anything. And what they did do is just always treated me like I was one of many. This is how you felt, Gemini. One of many. But I don't even think that all the time this person was having a deep relationship with those people. They were using those people as scare tactics to get you to be subservient to again, just go along with what they wanted. They would just kept continue to play games, continue to wear you down. And what happened is you didn't give in, you got tired and you walked away. Really. I mean, it was a stonewalling. Like I said, it's like t- utilizing time and space as a way to punish you, talking to other people and ignoring you, getting you to trying to get you to talk to them and give them energy, or even if you were fighting with them, react, do something. You didn't, you detached. You said, I got tired of the abuse. It's like, I don't need it. And then it's like, you're gonna avoid me. It's like in a way to try and dominate me. It's like you saw it and it broke the trust. So you said, I can't be bothered. So now this person, you make them nervous because they're not used to being dealing with a person on your vibration. They can't stand the thought of you being with anyone else, but however, they're battling their inner demons because, their ego, they don't want to give in. They do want a new beginning with you, but this person has like again mental like health issues, and that's because of all the spiritual trauma, again all the trauma that they've experienced. No spiritual healing has this person ever done, and so at this point, it's like they can want something and feel a connection to it, but how they're gonna be in the relationship. It's all about domination. It's all about control. It's all about, putting you in this energy to be subservient to them and they can act however they want. And so again, when you don't do that, it creates a lot of emotional triggers. This person feels like it's a game. They're almost like excited by it. And they do want a new beginning with you because there's feelings, and there's passion and there's desire. However, this person like it sees nothing but obstacles because they get in their own way. So it's like they need to do the healing. It's not that they don't feel lost without you. They're used to that energy, that you being connected to your energy. So, and it's all about the chemistry, is what I see here. It's like the chemistry. It's all about this person being connected to that, where it's again, they'll tell you that they're, done playing games, but I don't think that they can really help it. There's a telepathic bond, which again, this person does passion and there's desire and there's a spiritual connection, but they're not on the right vibration. And it's like again, the universe is telling them that they're like about you, putting, signs and symbols everywhere that is reminding this person of you because they can't help but they're in their unhealthy habits and behaviorisms, which is what the problem is when a person has a lot of spiritual blocks. They're not conscious of those blocks. They're not walking around saying, I'm terrified. What it is that they keep getting in their own way. And this person, again, you make them nervous because you're not on their a low vibration like they are. They need to raise to your vibration. But as long as there's unhappy habits and behaviorisms, like addictions and still talking to other people, well, you're not going to get a person that's on your vibration. So you're going to get a person that is still going to play games because again, they're not coming in as an emperor. They're coming in like as like a page. They're coming in like as like a player. They're like a child, like a player. So just because there's this telepathic bond, it doesn't mean anything. This person likes to rile you up, likes to get a reaction. You didn't give them one. That's pissing them off. They're gonna come back for sure because again, they want that trigger because it creates a lot of chemistry and they feel like, well, then I can start talking to you. This person doesn't care how they dominate. It's again, they'll come in every which way and try to do it, but again, they're just not healed. And the problem is that they really think that, oh, I really have feelings and I love, but they don't love themselves. So that's the problem. They need so much healing that it's not that they don't perceive that they love, but their love is about dominance. It's about control. It's about you would lose your identity being in a connection with a person like this because they're not healed. And so it's again, they played a lot of games to try to get you to be a certain way. And, now, they see that it didn't work. They're going to say that and I'm sure that they are making some changes for the better. I mean, the universe definitely brings our soul mates, even our karmic mates into our life to teach us. So this person is trying to heal. It's just they're not on the same level as you. And so you're going to keep evolving when you're on your path. And this person hopefully will keep evolving, but will they ever catch up? They need a lot of healing, is what spirit keeps saying. So let's pull six to see why you attracted this person into your life. Number one, loner. Two, anchor. Three, rage. Friendship, self-love, mhm, physical touch. So those are the six. And then we need to pull, where is that other deck? Oh, here it is right in front of my face. I'm gonna pull three from this deck. All tangled up in the bag. Okay, let's pull three. We got infinite possibilities, boundless energy, and transformation. Those are good cards. And it makes you feel good because I mean, dealing with a person that, only wanted to play games and, as soon as they come back into your life, that once they get comfortable, you know that they would play games again. It's almost like the spirit says you attracted this person into your life because you didn't emotionally get what you needed. There was no support, no support. And in that, I feel like you looked for that love outside of you through friends, and you had a lot of frenemies, not friends. So you had a lot of your trauma came from not even family, it came from outside people, friends, people that were supposed to be friends. However, there was that energy of emotionally not getting that connection, that love, that support. So you became a loner. It's like again, and in that you also were not taught how to love yourself. In the fact that friends were frenemies and emotionally you didn't get what you needed, there was a sense that nobody taught you. Again, this is where the rage came from. So again, being connected to a person that emotionally didn't give you anything, that played games, essentially was not giving you any support or emotional connection. And Spirit says those two things needed to be transformed. You needed to learn how to give yourself self-love. You needed to, again, transform those energies and understand by healing the effects of this trauma, because this trauma is old trauma, is from childhood, not having a parent that knew how to emotionally show you, or having a dad that wasn't emotionally open, or a mom that had a hard time showing you emotion, and not being able to give you the support that you needed in that way. It's not a blame game, but we have to understand where the trauma comes from. If we have a parent that we perceive is supposed to give us love, emotional support, and they don't know how or they don't give it, then we're gonna accept people in our lives that also don't give it. We're a frenemy. So again, instead of emotionally being there, they're critical. And so you're going to wind up putting up with, again, that energy because you're used to it. Where Spirit says, but if you gave yourself the self-love by emotionally giving and not by being alone, by being more, again, supported in the world, because anchor really is that. It's like you're anchored in the world, because what does the Father represent? The Father represents support. The Father represents, security and safety, and where you didn't feel that. So you felt like you had to be a loner, like alone to be safe. And Spirit says, that's not true. That's your perception. You needed to transform that. And once you did, that freed up energy. Again, your spiritual blocks are psychological and emotional, but when you hold on to them, they're heavy. They eat up the energy. They make it difficult for your oxygen. The chi, spirit is another word for chi. Oxygen is all the same things. It's spirit, God. God's ubiquitous. God is energy. It's air. It's oxygen. So when we again are clear of spiritual blocks, that chi can work through us. It can work through us. And we can again do amazing things. We can transform our energy, again, alchemize that negative energy into positive energy. And because again, we're clearing the blocks, and that is transformation from the inside out. So you're going to see infinite possibilities pop up because you cleared this stagnant energy, which you needed to go through this experience because we couldn't go back in time to that parent that emotionally didn't know how to show you. And you weren't going to be 4 or 5 or 6 or 7 or whatever the time was that you really felt that you needed that emotional support and it just wasn't there. But Spirit says you don't need it now. You can your pour it yourself, fill yourself up. You don't need it from someone else. Create it. Reparent yourself. And Spirit leads us off with one more message, which is shining light. Your desire to improve yourself will help you transform the fear into strength. Raise your thoughts above doubt and find faith in the goodness of the universe. Love and accept yourself as a soul. And as you discover the light, you'll realize how much it is dwelling inside of you. Again, you are that shining light, is what Spirit's saying. It's like you're learning your light and understand this allows you to be open to the universe, to discover your worth and your abilities, to have confidence in your value and your potential, and to reclaim your inner power, to accept and love yourself completely, Spirit's saying, so that you can be open to the divine light of the universe, so you can become the energy of light. Light is love, by the way. Love and light. When you're filled with love, you're filled with the light of Spirit, of God. It's that energy that, so Spirit's saying, it's like you needed to go through this experience to heal from that old trauma so that you can again create your own heaven on earth. That's what you're doing when you are transforming your 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 uh your wounds into gifts. Infinite possibilities happen for you, Gemini. All right, I'm going to leave that there. You let me know how you resonated with this one, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.